All right, here we go. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. GodTear, which is mostly done. We're just going to be putting the finishing touches on these. You can see a lot of these were kind of color blocked already by the infamous and yet good Army Painter Speed Paint. But I like to do my detail work with AK Gen 3 because that's where it's at, folks, right? So it's a pretty sweet little combination here. AK Gen 3. Dry brushed over Army Painter Speed Paints, okay? And so this is the GodTear birdie guy. I don't know what this is. And I'm using the best dry brush you can buy, the ELF Blending Eye Makeup Brush. Okay. You can get these at the dollar store or the Big Lots. They're $1 to $2 each, and they're phenomenal. Okay, I'm going to get most of that paint off there. And we're going to just do like we'll consider this more of an overbrush. Here's the actual champion, right? And I want this a little bit of green to pop here, right? Selling the idea that my texture here is some sort of grasslandy grass thing, okay? So we'll do that. Okay. I may actually want a brighter green for this, but actually it'd probably be okay. So you'll see we're actually gonna be working on 2 GodTear warbands tonight, both of which are mostly done. And to be honest with you, I feel a little embarrassed. I should have been done with these by today already. So sorry, Nelson, about that, but we're okay. Right? Day late and $1 short. It's okay. We're just gonna do our overbrush. So it's not a true dry brush, it's gonna be an overbrush for this. Right? But that's the goal here, is just sell that green grassy bottom there. Birds and their dwarf or gnome tinkerer, whatever generic D&D thing this GodTear thing is, okay? Doing that. Go ahead and get all that underway. There. That wasn't so bad, was it? All right. And let's just continue our dry brushing parade once I clean all this green off. Because now I want to do kind of a softer, dry brush, but I need to get all that green out. Otherwise, this is not going to work so well. Okay, looks like I got just about all of it out. It's a lot, just a lot of green paint. Okay, we got just about all of it off. Okay. So now I want to do another overbrush. Another light overbrush. Okay. I don't know why viewers will what? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. Okay, so viewers are going to experience some buffering. Let's see if I can. I'm just not having good internet connection tonight, guys. Let's see if I can get this to go a little bit better. All right, so now we're going to swap that. You can still see there's a little bit of green on there, but we're going to swap over to this Sahara yellow for the birds, right? We want to get a little, just a tiny little color on these birds. And because this is an overbrush I'm not thinning, right? Just trying to get to where we want to get about 80% of the paint, maybe a good 90% of the paint off the dry brush there. Okay, so I'm just wiping it off. I'm just wiping the paint off on a rag here. All right, and that looks pretty good. You can check your hand. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, all right, so now we're gonna go at these birds. The birds are not fixed on their bases, so they're gonna wobble. But that's okay. As long as we're gentle enough, we should be just fine. Just fine. We want to kind of go a little bit against the grain here as we catch. Whoa, see, just popped right off. It's okay though. Now we can paint the underside. Isn't that cool? We did that on purpose, guys. We did that on purpose. Right? Get to do these fun little wonder chickens. Okay, that's what I'm calling them. We're calling them wonder chickens until I don't know what they're called. I don't follow GodTear closely enough to know what these things are called. They're pretty cool though. I could see myself if I. Okay, I'm getting some dropped frame rate, some dropped frames, guys. Ooh, starting to see some real problems here with YouTube. I'm going to try cutting off my Discord stream. Maybe that will help. We can reduce the bandwidth. And in fact, I'll just pop off of. We'll just turn off Discord entirely. All right, try to get back to something meaningful here. Okay. See, the birds are they're gonna finish pretty quickly. You know, once we get going on the birds, I might as well just start by popping them off. Just make that easier for myself, right? Because it's just a overbrush, right? There we go. Okay. Okay. And the last little thunder chicken here. Oh, that one doesn't want to come off. Okay, cool. He can stay on. He wants to spin though. Thanks, thunder chicken. Okay. And then finally, I want to get some detail on this thing. Okay. All right, and let's get the thunder chicken that's on this guy's shoulder. Okay, cool. All right, getting there. So now I want to do the top level highlight for the fake NMM gold, which is going to be a very, very light color here. We're going to use this ice yellow to get there, okay? And this is going to be a super fine, and I mean super fine dry brush, okay? Like, I'm going to get rid of the overwhelming majority of this paint, and I'm just looking to catch an edge a hard edge or two as I do this. Okay. Right. Trying to get rid of. So it's even more. If I said like 90% on the last one, this is gonna be like 95% of the paint here. And I'm not kidding. We're just gonna get like a couple edges, right? Couple edges here and there. Ah. There we go. Okay, that thunder chicken is just about done. Once I can put that thunder chicken away, let's do the other thunder chickens. So you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting and what you should be painting. Tonight is GodTear, namely thunder chickens, and we're doing like an orc style warband is the other warband we'll be working on in just a few minutes here once I finish the thunder chickens. And the thunder chickens are moving along swimmingly, if I might say. Right. So I want this leading edge there, right? And this thunder chicken can come right off. I want that leading edge there, and I want the tips of the feathers, right? I want the body there. Okay. Right. There we go. All right. Slowly chipping away at all the thunder chickens. Ah. This thunder chicken will come straight off. Hey, Shadow Cat, how are you? Must be a Monday morning out where you're at. I don't know if you have the same kind of routines I do, but Monday mornings do suck. I am gonna try to get myself up to jog tomorrow morning. Very important. I need to do it. Little thunder chicken there is done. Ugh. There we go. Last thunder chicken. This is the guy that didn't want to. I can pull him off. There. Make him come off. Yep, and yes they do. Alright. Yeah, it's coming up on May, and a lot of stuff is supposed to happen in May, so I am just gonna buckle down. This is, especially for today. I guess that's where the focus is. Yeah, May is a critical time around my house. Kids are finishing up their school years, right? And then I've got to gear up. I've got some cool summer activities and stuff planned for my family, but For me, it means budgets. It means a bunch of other stuff too for work. Cool thing is I have paint day coming up this Saturday, which should be fun. Right, here's the bird champion himself. Kind of cool that he has all these like mechanical birds. It reminds me of Buehh from Clash of the Titans. And I know, don't give me that you're not old enough to remember Clash of the Titans. I know at least some of you remember Clash of the Titans. The original one, not the, what was that? Wasn't there like a 2010 Clash of the Titans or something trash? With, they actually had a lot of stars in that one. Right? It had that guy that was an Avatar in like 90 other films at the same time, and then he just mysteriously vanished off the face of the earth. All right, cool. Pretty good. Let's do another highlight on this guy. Another super, super fine highlight. Since we're working on him. This time we're just going to use good old dry brush paint. We're just going to go straight to dry brush paint. This is, the minis are from GodTear. And yes, you remember the awesome Clash of the Titans with Burgess Meredith was in it, and a bunch of other very, very famous people were in that. The I want to say 1982, 1981, 1982 Clash of the Titans, when they had Buehh. Remember? And then like the 2000 whatever was like making fun of it. You're not going to give me a robot owl, are you? Dude, Buehh was cool. I mean, I know that Buehh can be annoying, but for the time, I was it's like first or second grade when that movie came out, and so I liked Buehh. But I could see some nerd snob my age going, "Oh, they're not even taking the story seriously." some other octave, an adult octave from the 80s, talking trash about Buehh. All right. Whoa, that was a lot of paint. Main thing is I want to get the detail on the weapon here. All right. The rest of this is cool if it shows up, and if it doesn't show up, I really don't care that much, right? I mean, for the most part, this guy he's just a lot of belts and texture and stuff. He doesn't have, let's get the detail on the wrench here, the spanner. Okay. There we go. All right. So now, really, all that's left on this guy. Uh-oh, looks like we might be getting some buffering again. Apologize for that. We're gonna basically paint in his eyes and a couple other details, and that's about it. There's not gonna be too much going on with this dude. Let's see. We'll go with some dark gray where the eyes are supposed to be. Yes, I also hate remakes quite a bit. I rant about how much I hate them quite a bit. I Again, and I know I've said this 1,000 times. You should take movies that have great ideas but subpar execution and make remakes out of them. That's the only movies I think that you should be allowed to remake. Because if you think about it, right, the 1981 classic movie, The Thing, that is technically a remake because it's a remake of the from like a 1955 story about an alien. And John Carpenter took that fairly mundane story and made an awesome, terrifying alien, horror movie out of it. Made a proper horror movie out of it. So I'm not mad at that, right? In my opinion, that is the proper use of a remake. But if you're going to take a good movie and do that, I think it's terrible. So, and again, I know I've discussed this topic 1,000 times. The gun isn't as a chicken. I believe so. Um, I said this 1,000 times on my streams, but if I was going to remake a movie, I would remake the live action G.I. Joe movie. Okay? Not the cartoon. The cartoon was awesome. They just need to, in the cartoon, they need to just go ahead and admit that they killed Duke, not cave to the very upset parents and the crying children. I was one of those kids that was freaked out that Duke died, but right, I would have been fine learning my lesson. Like, hey, your heroes, you may lose your hero one day, son. Oh man, I hate painting eyes on camera. I really hate it. But if they execute well, it's fine. I hate painting eyes on camera. All right. So yeah, that's a movie I would remake because great idea, terrible execution. All right. There are 3 G.I. Joe movies. That's right. But the live action, I would redo the entire thing. Right? I would redo the entire live action. This guy just reminds me of Ballista from Guild Ball. There we go. All right. Let's get his beard back to the proper white. Is that a mustache or is that? It's weird. Or is that like piping going through his nose? I know I'm painting it like a mustache because it's gonna creep me out if that is piping. Yes, I would. Well, basically, I don't know I would reboot is what I'm saying. Maybe not remake because I would just write my own. I would just write a brand new trilogy. The story I would write would probably have nothing to do with the story that they put together for that. But yeah, I would just take that franchise and say, yeah, we're not doing that GI Joe anymore. We're starting all over. Okay. There we go. Looking pretty good. Can give myself a little more emphasis on a couple lines right here. One there, one there. Right? Just so you can kind of tell what's going on Homeboy. All right. Pretty happy. Pretty happy with this dude. And his Wonder Chickens. So we can put those away. Because we'll paint the little stripe on the end there. But now we're going to go to the other warband, which you can see is like this orky, right? These are like orky dudes, basically. They're on these like rocks. I made the rocks like Badlands looking, and they've got like lots of like tusks that they're fighting with. Right? Still pretty simple color schemes. Nothing terribly out there. Right? Here's the champion. I love his weapon though. Don't you? Look at that. That's what makes this model. This guy's weapon is awesome. All right. So that's the next warband we're working on. What I want to do right now is I want to shade their skin. All right. Pretty typical orc skin we got going on here, but I want a little bit more of green. I want kind of a deeper green shade to it. This is where like GW green washes would work very well. Here, I'm going to use, I want to use one of these MIG washes. Let's see if I can find the one I want. I can't seem to find the one I want. Yeah, it's a jawbone. But that is one of the coolest, just, improvised weapons I've ever seen on a mini. I mean, it doesn't have to be a dark green, but I think it might help. Here we go. So we're going to go with this dark green. I'm going to use a bigger brush to do this kind of work. Oh man, this synthetic brush is like not. Ugh, there we go. Gotta get it to loosen up. Right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use that to give me a nice little filter there. But yeah, this mini is pretty damn cool. Right? Sometimes orcs can be boring, in my opinion. Sometimes they're, especially the GW ones for the last, umpteen years, have all kind of looked the same. But when you have a cool improvised weapon like that, that's pretty awesome. Got a female orc here, kind of. One thing I will say here too is I probably will not be giving these orcs red eyes, right? Not like GW orcs. these orcs, you know, these are like almost like urukai. So, because they got face paint, they'll have tribal face paint and that kind of thing. So we're probably gonna give them more of like a Lord of the Rings orky feel to them. So do that. Had a pretty good day today doing some gaming. Got to play some Wrath of Kings, which is a game, an old dead game that we still really like. We got to break that out, teach Jason some Wrath of Kings, and then we got together with the four of us, played Shadows of Brimstone. And for those of you who remember, Shadows of Brimstone is something that we stream here on this channel. We used to stream a fair bit of Shadows of Brimstone. And I want to stream it again, if I'm being honest with you, right? I don't think my summer painting schedule is going to be that busy this year. And I just have to do some cleaning. I have to clean up the table. But would love to get out to break out some Shadows of Brimstone. Maybe have you folks participate, kind of like we did before, where you could hop on Discord and control your character, and and help determine progression of that character, right? You could help pick skills. You guys could. So basically, what I'm offering is this. I'm gonna probably need about a month or so to clean up this area here behind me, and then once a week, maybe twice a week, we do like let's say every Sunday, right? Just like, because this stream usually comes on Sundays, we say, okay, we're going to do Shadows of Brimstone every Sunday, and you can sign up to be part of the campaign. You'd have to basically declare what character you're using, and we would go through character creation, but that character would be your character, right? Once that character is chosen, nobody else can play that class for the campaign. And also, we would be, yeah, it's basically your character. Nobody else gets that character. Okay, so we got that drying. I don't know how complex I want the bone to be. It looks pretty good, honestly. We'll let that stuff dry for a minute. I do want to do kind of a generic dry brush though while we're waiting on that. And this time we're going to use an off-white dry brush paint. If I can find it. It's like the best dry brush paint when I can find it. Where is it? It's like super good, but I like it so much that I hid it from myself. That don't seem right. There it is. All right, so we're gonna use this dry brush paint on the bone. All right, so back to this guy. Yeah, and it'll be fun. We'll do like a narrative campaign, right, where I'll choose the scenario week over week. I'm gonna control a default character, right? So I'm gonna control the gambler because that's currently my favorite character in Shadows of Brimstone, and then you guys can pick You can pick. So what I have on me is I have any of the heroes from the Forbidden Fortress um, version of Shadows of Brimstone. So basically all the Japanese Asian characters. But I do have some Western characters that you can run as well. All right, so a little bit of bone here. Just can't get the right consistency. Once you wash a dry brush a couple times and you're trying to use it dry in the same session, it's not the best. It doesn't behave that great. But let's see what we can get here. All right. That's pretty cool. Right? Just all the bone that we're highlighting on these models. Yeah, that's just super fun to paint. And just give a little highlight. Little highlights here and there. Right? I want the leather cloak to look a little worn. So I'll highlight that too. We'll highlight some of the leather pants. All right. Let's keep going. Okay, let's do the trophy or the standard. I know it's not that exciting to just watch me dry brush stuff, but that is kind of the new speed paint model now, right? Is you can use the speed paints and then you can dry brush a fair bit of your detail from your other models, and then there's still some fine detail to work on. Oh, I forgot to do the rock on this guy. Right? Yeah, definitely looks awesome now. Right? That's just a great mini. All right, go to this guy. You painting anything, Shadowcat? Are you doing any? You've been doing any gaming lately? We've been playing mostly obscure games lately, right? Batman, honestly, being the most popular game that we've been playing lately. So it's all downhill from there. some of the older obscure games. Okay. Okay. All right, almost done with this color. We're moving pretty quickly, as you can see. We're gonna get these done pretty fast. So if you have anything to ask me now. And cool. Working on a B2 battle droids in a dungeon on a lazy Susan. Oh, that's cool. That's nice. Are you playing D&D pretty regularly then? Dungeon on Lazy Susan sounds awesome. Okay. Dude, I'm pretty happy already where these are going. Pretty happy, not gonna lie. Alright, so let's do... There's like one guy with its mouth open. Still have not been able to replace my entrail pink. Let's see. One of these guys had an open mouth. No. I mean, he's got... This guy here has like open teeth. Pathfinder? Nice. That sounds like fun. Okay. Here's the guy with his mouth wide open. My gray doesn't seem to be dark enough. All right. So I think what we're going to do, since we don't want these to be GW orcs, is we're going to go with yellow eyes. All right. We'll go with yellow eyes to make it. I think gray just doesn't seem dark enough, but it's not the end of the world. Still looks fairly dope to me. All right. So we're going to paint the eyes, the eye sockets in all white. And then we'll hit them up with some, with like a fluorescent yellow. I want the eyes to glow a little bit, right? And yeah, I could do red eyes like GW orcs, and they would pop pretty well, but I just don't want to do it. I want to have different looking orcs, and the studio art actually has their eyes as being yellow anyway, so whoa, a little overboard on that eye, that particular eye. Let me see if I can get the mistake out of there. Or if I can just dig out that white. There we go. All right. But yeah, if you're just joining us, let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. These are miniatures from GodTear, if you are curious to know. And the cool thing about these GodTear miniatures is they're fairly inexpensive for the quality you're getting. Right? Single piece PVC of this quality, pretty nice. Okay. I actually want to paint. I have another expansion too for my Shadows of Brimstone stuff that I want to paint up soon, so I can run it with all the stuff we've been doing there. I think I missed a big old spot there. See if I can get it. Okay. All right. Let's paint the inside of this guy's mouth. Awful bright tongue. We're going with it. The rest of these guys kind of have closed mouths. Let's paint some teeth in. Okay. I'm sure I got all the guys with teeth. Did I not? I can see why GW, did red eyes on their orcs. It's much easier to see. For sure. Okay. And as for this guy, let's do little stitches in. Okay. And now, let's go ahead and paint in the fluorescent yellow eyes. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. had a little bit of a clog in it. Okay. Let's see if I can get these eyes to glow a little bit. They're actually kind of hard to see. Yeah, it's actually kind of hard to see. I don't know. Maybe my plan for not going with red eyes is bad. maybe we go red eyes. I know it makes them look like GW orcs, but with how small the eyes are, I don't see them getting any more conspicuous. And you definitely want to call some attention to these orky eyes. No, man, it's just no contest. With the red eyes in, you can totally... Damn it, GW design, stop being so good. Okay. Foiled again from my cool idea in theory to run bright fluorescent yellow eyes. No, red eyes, just way more effective. It's way more effective. Especially once we come back and do the face paint. Right? Whoa. Okay. And then this guy. I mean, the other option would have been to go with red face paint and just... And that would help go over the eyes to help the eyes pop. All right. So that's done. Now we're going to do face paint. So we're going to do white face paint, kind of like Urukai. So I would kind of paint them over the eyes, kind of like fingers. All right. I don't even know if you can tell what I'm doing with the white here. Better the effect, I should say. Right? Go. Okay. And last one. So these guys have the white face paint, unlike the dwarves, which they had blue face paint on them. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Let's go ahead and just paint the black stripe on these. Because I mean, there's really not much left to do. I mean, I think we got it, folks. I don't think don't think there's really anything left for us to do. So let's go ahead and get, where's the actual just black? Did I put it away over here? Rubber black? Here's just black. Right. So what's cool about this is this week I'm just going to be working on kind of smaller stuff with these done. Love this mini. That mini is just so damn cool. All right. Okay. Okay. There you go. Pretty simple. But yeah, I gotta say, for such cheap prices, the quality of these minis is actually quite good. It's too bad, you know, they could have been making Guild Ball minis like this. Imagine that. Imagine that, guys. Okay. And then let's go back and do Thunder Chickens. Yeah, so the good news is it's just going to be kind of just smaller stuff this week. Smaller projects for me mostly. Now that these guys are done. Right, I just have to seal the Thunder Chickens, pull them off their stand, pull the tape off for the clear base, and then when they put them back on for the final time after everything's nice and sealed, you just glue them in. Okay. So much Thunder Chicken. Okay. I don't know why that reminds me of the top of a dreadnought. That's what that reminds me of. It looks just like the top of a dreadnought. Okay. And all the way back to Mr. Dwarf Ballista from Guild Ball. Okay, there we go. We'll let those dry for a bit, and we'll chill for a minute here. You guys can, if you have anything left to ask me, questions, comments, threats, all valid on the stream here. But yeah, that's what we got going on, folks. All of them's is done. We just let them seal up, and then we'll let them dry. We'll seal them up, and then get them back to the owner, and that's it. Then we're gonna work on some other stuff this week, but yeah, that's about as simple as it gets, isn't it? You just knock those out pretty quick in an hour, and we're good to go. So that, friends, is going to do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. If you haven't been already, I've been streaming more to Twitch lately. I just finished a JRPG there, but we'll be playing some more video games on Twitch as well. So feel free to check me out on Twitch. And I stream about this time of night. So I think we're going to be playing either Dynasty Warrior 7 or we may be playing Arena Ultimax on that. So with that, we're going to call this stream to a close. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.